Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is still playing out this bullish divergence, potentially repeating history here in the short term, as the price is still forming this double bottom pattern, while the Bitcoin price is also moving closer towards massive liquidations, which could be coming very soon, while Ethereum is now running into this critical area of resistance in the short term. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off on the 4-day Bitcoin chart, and right now the super trend indicator is still sitting in the red, so getting straight into the 2-day Bitcoin chart, and right now we're still technically within this massive descending broadening wedge pattern, with this line of resistance still sitting at close to 66,000, and this massive line of support sitting at around 51,000. So over the last 1 day, not a lot has changed on these larger time frames, and also over the last 1 day, nothing has really happened here in the DXY, because over the weekends the DXY is closed for trading, so we don't really have any new updates here as well. But with that being said, taking a look at this daily Bitcoin chart, and over the last 1 day we have now seen a slight pullback here in the short term, but ultimately we're still seeing this bounce from this major area of support, still acting as strong support in between around 60.2k to 61.2k, so basically right at around 60 to 61,000 is still acting as strong support, at least for now. And as for resistance, we do have a small amount of resistance close to 63,000 that we're currently struggling at the time of recording this video, just in the short term. But above that, we do have more resistance closer towards 64,500, really a price range in between around 64.2k to 64.5k, and we have significant resistance starting at around 67,000 and going up towards around 68,000. And so those are the levels of support and resistance to watch out for the price of Bitcoin on the daily Bitcoin chart. But if we're zooming into the shorter term, looking at that 8-hour Bitcoin chart, at least for now, this bullish divergence is still actively playing out, because we've not yet confirmed any invalidation signal to invalidate the bullish divergence, which means right now it is indeed still active. And as I've said over the last half a week or so, the last time we saw a bullish divergence on this time frame right here for the price of Bitcoin was in the first half of September, and obviously the outcome of that previous bullish divergence was more of a short-term bullish trend, basically a large bullish relief over the next couple of weeks or so, but obviously the price does not move in a straight line upwards. We sometimes see slight little pullbacks or consolidations here and there during that bullish movement. And now, as I've also said over the last couple of days, we don't always see that exact outcome right there. So just keep in mind, we might see maybe a smaller bullish relief this time around, but either way, we are due to see at least some sort of relief, a break from all of this bearish price action here for most likely at least around half a week or so, maybe longer, maybe a week or so. That sort of time frame is what I expect for this bullish divergence to play out. And once again, the price does not move in a straight line. So while we're playing out a bit of a relief here in the short term over the coming days, once again, we can see the occasional pullback along the way. That's very normal to see during a bullish divergence, because essentially a bullish divergence does not mean zero red candles. It just means not really any bearish momentum. As we can see here, we clearly did not have bearish momentum in the market back here, but we did see the occasional red candle during the bullish relief. And if we're zooming further into the short term right here, taking a look at the 6-hour Bitcoin chart, at least as of right now, the price of Bitcoin is still potentially forming a double bottom pattern, also known as a W pattern, but this ultimately confirms if we actually see a breakout above this point of the breakout right here, the neckline essentially for the breakout trade, and that's sitting at around 63.8k, essentially this previous high based on the candle closes. And so as I explained in my last video in more detail, and also a trading strategy, which I explained in my last video, we need to see a breakout above 63.8k with confirmation, so candle closes above that level, in order to confirm these bullish price targets. The first price target would be sitting at close to 67.2k, and the second price target will be sitting at around 68.3k. And so from the point of the breakout to that first bullish price target, that would be around a 5.5% move to the upside, or from the point of the breakout to the second bullish price target, that would be roughly around a 7% move to the upside, or for example, if you had a 10x leverage long position, that would be a 70% profit, just for an example. But I want to make it extra clear that as of right now, this pattern and these price targets right here are not confirmed. They are not active as of right now because we have not yet seen any confirmed breakout above this line right here at around 63.8k. So once again, we still need to confirm that breakout here before we can really activate and start targeting these higher price targets. And also, if we break out above this short-term resistance right here, that could possibly trigger a short squeeze with major liquidation sitting just above the current price, which I'll talk about in just a moment. But first, if you want to trade these moves for yourself in the price of Bitcoin or any other crypto, personally, I take most of my trades over on Bybit, so I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit down below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link down below this video to make your Bybit account and deposit on that account, then you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. And also, if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here where you can claim a 500 USDT position airdrop. So basically a free $500 trade as your first trade over on Bybit. If you simply make your Bybit account using that link, make a deposit and claim the airdrop. And so if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, you might as well check this out. Once again, first link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there's also Bitnex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitnex, which means if you're in the US or the UK, for example, or another country where you might not be able to access Bybit, you can access Bitnex. So I'll also leave a link to Bitnex down below this video. And if you use that link to make your Bitnex account, you can get up to a 5.5k deposit bonus. And only if you use that link below this video, you can get an exclusive 10% discount on all trading fees on the Bitnex exchange forever. But that's only if you use the link below this video to make your Bitnex account. And so as another option out there other than Bybit, once again, there's Bitnex, links down below if you want to claim those extra bonuses. But with that being said, getting back to the Bitcoin charts, looking at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, and right now we have some small liquidity starting at around 63,500, but we have a major area of liquidity to watch out for in between around 64,500 to 65,000. So essentially, if the price of Bitcoin crosses above that area, especially if we break out above around 65,000, that could likely trigger a short squeeze as we're liquidating a lot of short positions in that region. But once again, that will only happen if we first confirm a breakout at least above this resistance, above 63.8k. And also keep in mind, we have this resistance in between around 64.2k to 64,500. So ultimately, we need a breakout above around 64,500 to 65,000 to start triggering that short squeeze. And that will likely take us up towards this next area in between 67 to 68,000 as a likely scenario if we can first break out above this initial resistance to get that short squeeze started. But obviously, based on where the price of Bitcoin is sitting at right now, there's still the possibility that we could potentially see yet another rejection from this resistance, which is why we need to wait for confirmation. We need to wait to see the breakout before we can start expecting these higher price targets. And with that being said, taking a look at Ethereum on the 3-day time frame, and honestly, not much has changed on this chart over the last 1 day. So if you're new to the channel, then check out my last video here on the channel if you want to know more about this chart. So getting straight into the 12-hour time frame, and right now, as of recording this video, the price of ETH is running into this area of resistance based on previous resistance and previous support, and that's sitting in between around 2440 to around 2475 approximately based on these candle closes, and that's still currently acting as resistance, at least as of recording this video. But if we can see a confirmed breakout here with candle closes above that area and ideally flip that area into new support and actually hold above that area, then in that case we'll likely see a move back up towards this next area of resistance based on previous support and resistance, and that's sitting in between around 2550 to 2580, and above that we have significant resistance in between 2.7k to 2.8k. And as for support, in case we see yet another rejection from this resistance, in that case, we have a decent amount of support in this price range in between around 2280 to 2320, and a small amount of support at around 2360 based on this local low. And also, as I've said over the last few days, this price structure that we're seeing just recently here in the short term is very similar price structure to what we saw in the first half of September. So just keep that in mind. And if we're zooming further into the short term, looking at the 4-hour time frame, right now the price of ETH is still potentially forming a double bottom pattern, also known as a W pattern. But ultimately, in order to confirm this pattern and confirm the bullish price targets for the pattern, we need to first confirm a breakout above this line right here. So above this local high right here, based on the candle closes, and that's sitting at around 24.95. So basically at around 2.5k. That is the level that we need to break out above with candle closes in order to confirm these bullish price targets. And this first price target is sitting at around 26.30, and the second price target sitting at around 26.60. So from the point of the breakout to the first price target, that's around a 5.5% move to the upside, or to the second price target, that's just under a 7% move to the upside. But once again, these bullish price targets currently are not in play. They are not active because we've not yet seen a confirmed breakout above this line right here at around 2.5k. And also, if we see a breakout above 2.5k, and then if we see a break back below 2.5k, that would essentially invalidate the breakout. That would basically just be a fake out, which would invalidate the bullish price target. So also keep that in mind. We need to understand where the points of invalidation are sitting at. And overall, Ethereum will likely follow similar price action to what Bitcoin is doing. So as Bitcoin's playing out that bullish divergence, we're likely going to see similar price action for Ethereum as we've seen over the last couple of days here. And with that being said, taking a look at Solana on the daily time frame, and we're also seeing very similar price action in the short term for Solana as what I've been saying for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ultimately, we're currently bouncing from major support, still sitting in between around 137 to 142. But of course, we still have a lot of resistance to the upside here in the daily time frame. We have resistance at around 152 to 154 based on previous resistance, and also significant resistance in between 158 to 163 approximately. And so overall, not a lot has changed over the last 1 day on this daily Solana chart. So getting straight into the shorter term, and here on the 6-hour time frame, we're still technically forming a double bottom pattern, a potential W pattern. But like I said, for Bitcoin and Ethereum, we still need to actually confirm a breakout right here above this line, which is sitting at around 149. So we still need to see candle closes above 149. But if that actually happens, if we confirm the breakout, then in that case, that will set up a bullish price target at around 163. So from the point of the breakout from 149 to 163, that's nearly a 10% move to the upside, or just for example, with a 10x leverage long position, that would be nearly a 100% profit, essentially doubling your money, just for an example. And I went into more detail about a potential trading strategy involving trades like this in my last video here on the channel. And I also shared a trade that I'm taking in my last video. So if you missed my last video, definitely check that out. But as of right now, we're just waiting for more confirmation here in order to confirm that bullish price target. And also keep in mind, even if we confirm this breakout above 149, of course, if we break back below that level, that would invalidate the breakout. And also if we break out here, we still cannot ignore resistance. So for example, we could break out above 149, but still potentially find some resistance at maybe around 153. Because as I said earlier, we do have some resistance at around 152 to 154. So in that price range right there, and significant resistance in between around 159 to 163. So as we get closer towards this price target, we'll also likely run into a lot of resistance up there, obviously, if we first confirm a breakout above this level. And like I said, for Ethereum, Solana will also likely follow similar price action to what we're seeing for Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin playing out that bullish divergence on the 8-hour time frame, that will likely translate to similar price action for Solana, as we've also seen over the last couple of days here. And as always, if you want to trade these moves in the price of any crypto, once again, check out those links down below this video to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.